I just recorded an Amazon review on this pizza peel given to me by a subscriber and friend to the show at a fee. The pizza dough from my book, The Bread Book You Need, that's being sold on Amazon, yields 3 13-inch pizzas. But today I only made 2 because I wanted to use the last piece of dough to make this for you. Pizza bread.
You're watching the Bare Pantry Show.
Let's start by activating the yeast. So I have my faucet running here with hot water. And if my finger can stay underneath the stream of water, it's not hot enough. But if I can't hold my finger underneath the water for any length of time, then it's hot enough. If you're boiling water because you're in a different country, then it has to be between 105 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So we need just about a cup of water. And to this, I'm going to add my active dry yeast and some sugar from the allotment of sugar. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the ingredients in the description below. And for the people asking, why are you not putting the method? It's because I've already written the book and it's so time consuming to put the method. But you guys are watching the video. So if you're watching the video, you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm adding the remainder of the sugar to the flour. And then I'm adding some pink Himalayan sea salt. You can use whatever salt you have. We're going to wait for the yeast to activate about 8 minutes. And then we're going to use some vegetable oil. Meanwhile, I'm preheating the oven to 500 because we have to preheat the pizza stone because we're doing the pizza on the same day that we're going to do this bread. So into my Bare Pantry I go. You guys get it? The Bare Pantry Show. And I'm getting some cornmeal because we're going to need this for the pizza but not for the bread, okay? I'm showing you all of this because later in the video, I'm going to actually show you how I make the 2 pizzas. See my thing? I'm going to wash it off, well, wipe it off. And I'm going to measure it because I want to see how big it is. It's 12 by 12. It's a nice size, so we can get 12-inch pizzas. So I would say these are large pizzas. For the visual learners, here's the recipe from the book. Look, see, I'm giving it to you for free. And look, on the bottom it says you need a pizza stone. Well, child, no, you also need a pizza peel, okay? All right, from what book? This book, The Bread Book You Need, that's being sold on Amazon. Thank you for your purchase. You sponsor the show whenever you buy one of my books, all right? So now let's open it so I can show you guys once again. Let's mix up the dry ingredients, the flour, sugar, and the salt. And then I'm going to add the vegetable oil and the activated yeast mixture. And then get my hand right in here and just start mixing all the ingredients together until the dough gathers together, okay? Add water as needed, just a little bit at a time. And if you overwet the dough, don't panic. You could just add more flour. But try not to do that, okay? So I'm gathering from around the sides of the bowl. Let me take my wedding ring off and set it aside. And then I'm just going to go ahead and knead. Let me get some of this stuff off my fingers. And just rock back and forth. That's the easiest way to explain kneading. I always stop and wash my hands and dry it because it makes kneading a whole lot easier. Alright? So remember, this dough ball is going to give us 3 12 to 13-inch pizzas. So we're going to set 2 pieces aside for the pizza and we want 1 piece for the pizza bread that we're going to be making. I always go ahead and make a ball first with my dough because that makes it a lot easier to roll out the dough when making the pizza. Now the dough doesn't have to rise, but it will rise while you're working on 1 pizza at a time. If you stick around a little bit longer in the video, I'm going to show you what I did to make those 2 pizzas. The hardest part was picking the toppings because people in here are very picky about their toppings. But for right now, we want to go ahead and take care of this bread. So I'm just going to grate my mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use 2 different cheese for the bread, sharp cheddar and mozzarella. So I have in my bowl some pepper, the cheddar, the mozzarella, and the peppers that I have is serrano peppers. They're super hot, okay? And then to this, I'm going to add some chopped up pepperoni. I'm really skimping on ingredients right here because I needed the ingredients to do the 2 pizzas. So now here's the 3rd piece of dough that I set aside, and I'm just cutting it into small bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and roll them loosely into balls, okay? I wouldn't throw them in here just chunks like this because we're not making monkey bread. So just roll them into ball. It doesn't take a long time. And then toss everything into the bowl with the other ingredients that we have. Use your hands to just go ahead and mix everything well. And I can see that we're really short on the cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more of the sharp cheddar because I actually have a lot of that left because I was just using the mozzarella for the pizzas and not the sharp cheddar, okay? So all we have to do now is grab a bundt pan, and this is a small bread that I'm making, so this is a 6 by 2 pan. Let me grab some of my oil that I have in here. I have olive oil in this spritzer spray bottle thing here. Just spray the pan and then put the medley in the pan. It's gonna fit perfectly because we're only using a third of the dough. But if you don't make the 2 pizzas like I did and use the whole dough, you're probably gonna get a huge bundt pan of this bread, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and brush on a mixture of melted butter, garlic powder, and basil that I made earlier for the pizza. So let me go ahead and grab my brush and my mixture. Meanwhile, I've lowered the temperature of the oven from 450, which is where we bake the pizzas at, and I've lowered it to 350, okay, because we don't want the bread to burn. See, it's ready for the oven, and it'll go in here for about 40 to 45 minutes. See, the pizzas are done. Let's take a look at how we made the pizzas though. So I put the cornmeal on the pizza peel, and I grab my first piece of dough and I roll it out super thin. I don't like thin crust pizza, but my husband Joe does, so we're trying to please everybody in here with the thickness of the crust and also the toppings. So roll this one out, and my pizza dough handles really well, guys. Put it on the peel, and then go ahead and pick up the peel and kind of rock it back and forth to make sure the dough can move. If there's a spot that's sticking, lift it up like I'm doing right here and spread out the cornmeal, or put some more cornmeal, okay? Fold it back over, and now it's time to go ahead and add the sauce, and I'm adding spaghetti sauce. You can put marinara sauce or pizza sauce, or you can make your own sauce, okay? And then I'm going to generously put pepperoni. Of course, you know, you can put any type of meat you want. And you notice I left the edges bare. It's because I want to do this. I'm going to put some grated mozzarella right around the entire pizza. I'm not going to put any water, egg wash, or anything to hold the dough together when I fold it over the cheese. I'm just going to do a little tuck and roll type thing, okay? To put it together so we can have the edges or the crust part of the pizza enclosed with cheese. Fold it just like this and just go around and around. I'm going to put some jalapeno peppers on this. I'm also going to put some pineapple tidbits, and I have some leftover cold cuts that I brought back from the YouTube meeting that we went to. Go check out that last video that I uploaded so you can see our little trip to the YouTube studios. And then some more mozzarella. And then I'm going to put some of my butter mixture here. This is when I made the butter mixture. Butter with the garlic powder and the basil. Just go ahead and put it on, and the oven is at 450 because we baked the pizzas before we did the bread, okay? So I shovel it gently onto the stone, which is something that Joe doesn't like to do. He's such a ruffian, you know. He's such a dude when he's doing stuff like this. So push it in and bake it for 15 minutes at 450. And I can't really make the next pizza yet because I need to peel the shovel the pizza back out the oven, but I can definitely roll out the dough at least. And then when the pizza is done baking, I can go ahead and put the cornmeal on the peel again and start building the pizza. And let me show you what I've done differently. This pizza is gorgeous though. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I put the cheese in first and then fold the edges. Made it easier so I don't get the sauce on it and cause a problem, right? Then put the sauce now, and then the pepperoni. I ran out of jalapeno, so I'm going to use serrano peppers and the prosciutto and the mozzarella cheese. Okay. All right, so into the oven it goes. It's giving me a little bit of trouble because I didn't shake it like I told you guys to do to make sure the dough could move, but it's not going to be a problem because the cake lifter is helping. Put it in here, and it'll go for another 15 minutes, just like the first pizza. Oh, before that, let me dab my thing around the edges because I forgot to do that. And when it's done baking, take a look at what Joe does. I'm pulling out the pizza. Now look. He gets it, right? You see all that dust of the cornmeal flying into the oven? And then the pizza almost go flying into the burner. Now he's cutting our pizza. This is Joe, this is our pizza. You don't like the pineapple on the pizza. Why? Why? At least show us the bottom. They came out good though, right? Let's take a look at the bread now. It's bubbling still, it's hot. Give it a few minutes and then try to release the edges with the knife. Make sure you're going in, by the cone too of the bundt pan. Release it from the middle, from the edges, and then just invert it onto a wire rack. Okay? Not hard at all. Smells good though. And definitely go ahead and dab some more of that butter blend. And then put some spaghetti sauce and then just eat.